What's going on, everybody? This is Economic News Insights, and today we're going to talk about the most affordable states in the USA as it stands right now. We've pulled a bunch of data. We've used AI to pull a bunch of this data. They've pulled Zillow, they've pulled county records, state records. We've got a list of the top 10 most affordable places in the United States. I'm going to give you what I think is the number one best value in terms of quality of life as well as affordability, because some of these places, as you'll see, are a bit, not necessarily sought after destinations, and that's why they're so affordable. But let's go ahead and get into this right here, right now. So, coming in at number 10 is Ohio. The average median home price in Ohio, $250,000. Average rent for a one bedroom, about $1,200. Median wage, what you make on average, is $46,500. So that's actually pretty good considering the pricing. And, it's got good balance. Ohio seems to be a good value. Jobs and affordability. So they've got lots of industry and all that. Coming in at number 9 is Indiana, another place that I think has good value. The average median home price is around 240,000. It's a little bit cheaper than Ohio, and the median wage is also 44,000. So you've got good auto industry, flat landscapes. If you've been to Indianapolis, it's really nice. So I would say Indiana could be a good place for a peaceful life because you're not going to feel that pressure of having to make money and to pay your bills, barely scraping by, but it is affordable. Another one that's quite nice on this list, Iowa, another place that's very laid back. It's $235,000 average median home price. This is good pricing. I mean, you can easily own a nice home in all of these states. Average rent for a one bedroom, 1,100. So you're not going to feel a lot of pressure there. The median wage is actually 45,000, so it's a bit more than Indiana. Coming in at number 4 here, we're working our way down the list until we get to the number one most affordable. But you have Louisiana, $225,000 average median home price. Louisiana gets a bit hot, but it's still kind of laid back. The average rent there, $1,050. Average median wage, not so much, 40,300. So they're not making too much money out there, but they have Cajun culture. And one thing you have to take into consideration, hurricanes. So that's something that you would want to pay attention to. Another one right there in the same area, they call it the Gulf Coast, Alabama, $220,000 average median home price. That's actually pretty good. Average rent for a one bedroom, $1,000. Decent weather, but they also get their hurricanes, and average median wage quite low, 39,800. So the jobs don't pay too well in Alabama, but they have Gulf Coast beaches. They have that small little sliver down there, and they've got not a good education system. They're not known for a quality education system, although University of Alabama is considered a good school. Now we got a little bit cheaper in Kentucky. So you got Louisville, you've got some of the other places around there, but $210,000 median home price, $950 average rent for a one bedroom, median home or median wage, 40,000. So it's decent. It's decent. And like I said, I'm going to tell you which one I think is the best on this list when we're done. Next up, we have Oklahoma. So Oklahoma, $200,000 average median home price. Average rent for one bedroom, $900. Median wage, $39,000. Thing you got to take into consideration, they do have tornadoes, but they have oil jobs, and oil pays a lot of money. So that's a good thing to take into consideration. Next up, Arkansas. They've got a real beautiful area out there. I think it's called the Adirondacks. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know that I've seen some beautiful pictures around Little Rock. $195,000 average median home price, $850 a month average rent, median wage, $38,000. And it is nature rich, but healthcare is considered limited there. So for someone who's looking for good healthcare, you might not find that in Arkansas. Next up, right next to Alabama and Louisiana, I guess you could say, Mississippi, Mississippi, $175,000 median home price. You can get a home in Mississippi for a real cheap price. Average rent is for one bedroom, $800. Average median wage, $36,000. Not a lot of money. It does have low taxes though, so that's something. I mean, this could work for people who are working from home or digital nomads, right? The infrastructure in Mississippi is some of the worst in the country, for sure. I've recently been to all of these except for Arkansas. So I've been to all of these recently, and I have not recently been to Iowa. I went to Iowa about 10 years ago. But Mississippi, I went to recently, and yeah, it's not too hot. It's not too great. I would take Alabama, maybe. Seemed a little bit dangerous, honestly. But next up is one I went to last year, actually. This is West Virginia. It was my first time in West Virginia. I went to Morgantown and I went to Charleston. Now, this one is incredibly cheap. Beautiful rolling hills out there. I think they're called the Smoky Mountains or some sort of mountains out there. $155,000 for a median home price. Average rent, $750. Median wage, $37,000. Cheapest homes in the country, my friends, but also low wages. So what do you guys think? What would you do? What do you think about this list? How does it shake up? How does it shake down? But I'll tell you the one that I think is the best value on this list. I'm going with Oklahoma. I was recently in Oklahoma. I went to Texas and then I went up north to Oklahoma City and through Oklahoma. And I was like, Oklahoma's actually quite nice. It's got more hills than I thought, has a few more rivers. It's quite green as well. And like they're saying, I mean, it's very affordable. You can get a home in Oklahoma for $200,000. That's the average median home price. I would say that's good value. And I think their economy, it's like a baby Texas. It's like Texas Junior down there or up there in Oklahoma. So I would say on this list for me, what I would be zeroing in on Oklahoma. I would also probably take a look at Iowa. I think Iowa's quite stable and good. They do get harsh winters over there, so that's one thing that would kind of put me back. I went to Kentucky recently, to Louisville. I thought it was a nice place right there along the border. It's quite easy to get to Cincinnati from Louisville, actually. I was in Cincinnati. I was in Cleveland. Not a big fan of Cleveland. I like Cincinnati a little bit better. Columbus is nice. So I would say I would go Oklahoma, Iowa, Ohio, Indiana. Indiana's nice as well. Indianapolis is a beautiful city, I thought. I'd probably take Louisiana. And I guess I'd go Alabama, probably Arkansas, even though I've never been there. I've only been there one time, a long time ago, actually. But Mississippi and Virginia, I mean, West Virginia, you could, if you love living in the countryside, I mean, West Virginia, it was the only state in the country that was losing population for a while there. I don't know. What do you guys think about this list? Give me a few thumbs up if you guys have some ideas about this list. Hopefully it gives you guys some ideas. I can give you a list of some of the cheapest cities to live in. These are just cities that you may consider adding to your list. Let me dial that in real quick for you, and you guys tell me what you want. But we got number one, Detroit, $75,000 average median home price. A little bit dangerous there in Detroit. Memphis, also quite dangerous, $180,000 average median home price. Got a $900 rental for a one bedroom. Cleveland, which I talked about, not a big fan of Cleveland. Cleveland's don't want to bash Cleveland. They got that big theme park over there. I think it's called Cedar Point. But 190,000. Pittsburgh. I did go to Pittsburgh recently. Pittsburgh's nice. It's an old classic city right along the Three Rivers. Pittsburgh, 220,000 median home price. Birmingham, Alabama, 225,000. Tulsa, Oklahoma. We just talked about Oklahoma. 230,000. Indianapolis, 240,000 for home price. Buffalo, New York. I went there right next to Niagara. Buffalo, I don't know if I could do Buffalo. Buffalo's cold. I don't think I could do Buffalo. Now here's one that I do like: Kansas City, Missouri. That's a good. I've been to Kansas City here recently twice in the last few years, and I always like Kansas City. $250,000 for Kansas City, and then you got El Paso, Texas. Hard pass on El Paso. El Paso is. I'm going to paso on El Paso, but on that list, as far as cities go, the one that probably stands out to me: Kansas City, Indianapolis. Those are the ones that I would take a look at. Tulsa as well. Pittsburgh maybe coming in at 4. After that, I'm a hard pass on Buffalo, El Paso, Birmingham, Cleveland, Memphis, Detroit. I'm passing. So, yeah, that's my list. Thanks to everyone who smashes up the likes, and we will see you on the next one. Hopefully, you guys got some value out of this information.